5 chronograph watches with the ETA value 7750 from German watch brands. I selected those 5 because they surprised me, and I hope I can add some information for you. 4 are very similar in the price. One is a really value for money tip. Design wise, all 5 are pretty different, and I hope I can surprise you. Well, the 5 watches I'm going to present today is my personal selection. All 5 impressed me in one way or another. It's not necessarily the top 5 of the German market, but my personal selection. I was unable to put them into any other order than an alphabetical order because all impressed me, so it's an alphabetical order, no judgment between the 5. I'm going to start with the Damasco and hope you enjoy it. The Damasco DC56 is a toolish chronograph out of the watch brand and watchmaker Damasco. Damasco is a family business from the Damasco family, and that's pretty much what I like. It's a family-driven business, and they produce watches with a very special and own design language. They can be easily identified. Very often they are compared to Sinn watches, and there is a certain reason for that. Maybe I pick this up in a separate video, but not in this one. The watch we see here is a 40mm case, including a ETA value 7750 top grade movement in an ice-hardened steel case. The watch is water resistant up to 100 meter, which is not really a diver's watch qualification, but should be sufficient for any leisure time activity except scuba diving. The lug width is 20mm and the thickness of the watch is just below 14mm, 13.8 to be precise. The weight of the watch is 90 grams without the strap. Let me drop one additional word to the bracelet, because I choose the leather strap option to stay just below the 2000 euro mark. There is a steel bracelet available at a price tag of 630 euro. That is a lot of money, but it's worth the bracelet. It's a manufacturing-made steel bracelet developed and built by Damasco. It is a huge price, but it's worth the bracelet. So with this option we are way off the mark I set myself, but I choose the leather strap to stay below because I think the watch is worth to be in this selection. Well, the second watch I'm going to present is the German 40.50.01 Classic Stahlblau. What a name and what a watch! The watch comes out of the 40 series of German and is in a 40.6mm case, including a ETA value 7750 movement, or alternatively a Sellita SW500. The watch has a thickness of 15.2mm and a lug width of 20mm. The lug-to-lug span is 48.4mm, which allows to wear the watch even on smaller wrists. The weight without a strap is just 85 grams, and the watch itself is water resistant up to 200 meter. The watch comes with a dome sapphire glass, which is AR coated, and nicely done for sure. The watch is built into a stainless steel case, which is gently brushed, and the highlight of the watch is the deep blue dial, which comes in a stainless steel blue color. Gorgeous watch, gorgeous color, but you can't really see it in a shop. You can only see it in a daylight situation. So if you have a chance to look at the watch and you're in a building, in a room, ask if you can go to the window and see it in the daylight. It's gorgeous and great, and it's totally worth to be in that selection. As of May 2020, the watch comes on a leather strap with a price tag of 1,689 euro. And optional, you can order a steel bracelet for an additional fee of €157. Really nicely watched, and German builds pretty good watches, high quality watches, and I think this watch is really worth to be in my personal selection. The third watch in my selection today is the Laco Monte Carlo. Laco, as one of the 5 historical producers of Fliegeruhren, Baumuster Type A and Baumuster Type B, defined a kind of third version, the Baumuster Type C, which is basically the Type A with an additional chronograph module. This watch I'm going to present today fits into this category and comes at a price tag of €1,850 on a leather strap. It is powered by a ETA Valjoux 7050 in the Elaboré version and comes in a stainless steel case with sapphire at the front and the back, and is built into a case with a 44mm diameter. The thickness of the watch of 16mm is reasonable, but I think it fits well to the overall case size of 44mm. The lug width is 22mm and the lug-to-lug span is 50mm. With that, the watch is at the limit for smaller wrists, so it is definitely a big watch, and if you have a smaller wrist, you need to try it on. You can't order it without having seen and tried it on. The water resistance of this watch is only 50 meter. This is less than the other watches I present today, but 50 meter is pretty well in line with the water resistance of the classical Flieger watches. The watch weighs 128.5 grams, including the leather strap, and for me it is a very modern and fresh interpretation of the classical Flieger watches, and Laco, as one of the 5 historical Flieger watch producers, has owned, in quotation marks, the right to modernize the face and the design of Flieger watches. So I like it, and I think it's worth to be in my personal selection. The fourth watch I'm going to present is a diver's chronograph. It's a professional diver watch with a chronograph function from the watch brand Limes. The watch has built in a ETA Valjoux 7050 movement in the Elaboré version and comes in a 41.5mm case with a thickness of 15.5mm. That sounds pretty much, but if you have in mind that the watch is water resistant up to 1000 meter, which equals 100 bar, you easily recognize that you need a robust case to withstand these depth of diving. So it is a chunky watch, but it's a nice watch as far as I'm concerned. The lug width is 20mm and the lug-to-lug span is 50mm. Not a small watch in terms of lug-to-lug, but with the case size of 41.5, it may fit on slimmer wrists, so you should try it on. I personally think it would fit on my 17cm wrist, which is 6 3/4 of an inch. So just try it on if you like it. As I said, the watch is water resistant up to 1000 meter and has a sapphire crystal built on the front of the watch. The back is screwed down stainless steel case back. The pushers and the crown are screwed down in order to avoid any misuse underwater, so it's a safety feature which I personally do like. The bars are also screw bars, so nicely done. I do like it, and I think that's a quality feature which doesn't have any watch. Oh, I do hope you don't hear the wind around me and you still can hear me talking without too many noises around that. The Limes Endurance comes on a leather strap, so I show you in the picture 2 versions, the orange on leather strap, the black one on a steel bracelet, and the steel bracelet version, which is available for the orange one as well and vice versa, comes at a price tag of €1,940, and the leather strap version, again both for black and orange, is available at €1,840 as of May 2020. The fifth watch I'm going to present is the Steinhardt Apollo Chronograph. Steinhardt kind of divides the crowd into two. We've got the lovers and we've got the haters. And the latter say Steinhardt is a copy king, copies the design of well-known established brands, and this is partially in particular true for the Ocean series. However, there are other watches, other series with a known design, with a known face, and for me the Apollo is one of those, of the latter, of the ones with the own design. The watch is a chunky piece. It's 45 millimeter in diameter and 17 millimeter thick, but it weighs just 147 grams, and this is because the case is made of titanium. So although it's a big and chunky watch, it is not that heavy on the wrist and wears comparatively comfortable. The watch has a lug width of 24 millimeter and the lugs are screwed, so strap change is safe and easy. On the front you've got a sapphire crystal and on the back you have a mineral crystal. Well, what does make the watch special for me? Titanium? No, we've got other watches with titanium. ETA value, that's pretty much standard. The chunky size, we do have other watches with that size. But the price tag of €950 is exceptional. It's not the standard. To get a quality watch with an ETA value 70-50 for below €1,000, this alone would qualify for my personal selection, but there's another point which is even better than that, and I did like it on my non-chronograph Apollo version, and that is that Steinhardt delivers the watch with 3 exchangeable bezels. You've got the stainless steel bezel, you've got a bronze bezel, and you have got a black DLC coated bezel. All 3 can be quickly and easily exchanged with a tool which is delivered with the watch. On my non-chronograph Apollo I did it frequently and I loved it. You get a fresh watch, a new look, the watch looks different without buying a new one, and all is in the same package. I do love it, and that's my personal value for money tip. Thank you very much for clicking in my video, for looking into what I presented. If you liked it, you can easily subscribe, leave a thumbs up, recommend my video, share my video, and look forward to the next videos to come. So do I. Cheers, Axel.